Welcome back to BackPocketGameReviews. And today, guys, we're going to talk about GameStop. I know everyone's favorite topic here on my channel. And, well, GameStop, being the company that they are, lost a lawsuit. And oddly enough, they actually lost this lawsuit back at the end of July. Then they sent out emails in August to notify certain people that they lost the lawsuit and they may be entitled to compensation. Well, GameStop didn't send out that letter. A law firm sent out that letter because, you know, consumer rights and all. So GameStop is no stranger to losing, well, lawsuits. This isn't their first and definitely won't be their last. They've been sued over mistreatment of employees, skipping breaks and lunches, unfair labor laws, not paying the correct compensation, and, well, not paying the accurate overtime hours for overtime worked. Yes, those are things that GameStop has been sued for, and actually they've been sued for their practices with used games. But that isn't probably what you would think that lawsuit was. That lawsuit was actually that they were sued because certain cases on the shelves of used games actually had a logo for DLC that came with the new version of that game. So certain games come with day one DLC, and they got sued over those boxes being in the used section, so the game didn't actually come with the DLC that it was claiming to have come with. So, yeah, those are two of their previous lawsuits. There are many more, by the way. Maybe we can lay some of those out in another video. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that one though with the used games, just simply because I still want the original box. I really don't care what DLC it says it comes with. I'm well aware that the used copy will probably not have an intact code for that DLC. The original owner probably went ahead and used that. Hell, some gutted copies of games that GameStop has out on the floor and that they sell you as new don't have the actual DLC with them because someone stole it out of the box, because not every GameStop associate removes it from the box when gutting the game. But in all honesty, I would probably still be more mad if I didn't have the original box of a used game. But, you know, that is what it is. I like having the original box. If I'm going to buy a physical copy, I don't really like generic box art, especially not GameStop's crappy box art that they print off, which is literally about as lame as generic box art can get. So what was the current lawsuit that they just recently lost? Well, it was because of the hack. I'm sure a lot of you remember the video I did back when GameStop got hacked. It wasn't this last summer, but the summer previous to that was when that information was all coming out. Fall, summer area, right around towards the end of summer, beginning of fall of 2017. So they apparently, during that hack, had been hacked and took forever to even realize that they were hacked. And then even after they did realize they were hacked, they took forever to even notify the customers. Apparently, they had known about it for several months before even notifying the customers because they were tipped off that they were hacked. Didn't even know from their own, you know, internal security procedures. But it was on their website that they got hacked. Obviously, their website had a lot of insecurities. And the funny part is last year, Best Buy's website got hacked too, alongside of many other major websites that actually use a chat tool to chat with different associates to be able to get questions online about the products or maybe even financing or any questions you may have. There was apparently a vulnerability in that particular software. That is not how GameStop got hacked. But it was how Best Buy and I believe Sears and Toys R Us were two of the other companies on there that got hacked. This company does a lot of that chat support for a lot of companies. RIP Toys R Us on that as well. But it is it is interesting because Best Buy didn't really get a lot of backlash because they notified people immediately. They started talking about who could possibly be affected, and it turns out not that many people were affected, and it honestly isn't really Best Buy's fault when it is the third-party company that they contract to manage that. So it did more or less fall on that third-party company over Best Buy, especially since it compromised a lot more people than just Best Buy. Now, when I personally shop online, I use my PayPal account, so I don't have to worry as much about, oh shit, my credit card's now in the hands of some crazy individual who's gonna rack up charges and order themselves a Chinese bride and a whole bunch of carry-out to go with it. But maybe it could. Maybe they'll get into my PayPal. PayPal has been hacked before. It is just not as common for it to happen unless you pick a really stupid password. So, with all that being said, GameStop is in a class action lawsuit. Well, was in a class action lawsuit, one that they lost, interestingly enough, due to them not notifying people of the hack, which it is very good to see that they are being held responsible for that. There's a certain, it's sort of like when Sony had that giant hack and they're like, oh shit, we're gonna have to make this right. Oh man, why did we fire all those security people literally a month before this hack took place? That's literally what happened with PSN, by the way. They fired a whole bunch of security people like a month before that hack took place, and then Anonymous literally wrecked them. So GameStop probably wouldn't have made good on it on their own, especially because I would assume that they assume a lot of their audience is kids. It's the whole concept of GameStop kind of thinks that their customers are stupid. One of the things we were always told when I worked there was, hey, pitch Battlefield to a hardcore gamer, pitch Call of Duty to a casual gamer. I'm pretty sure that someone knows what game they like, and I'll pitch what game I think is going to be most interesting to them. It was always at least my standpoint on it. But keep in mind, GameStop sometimes also would like to push your pre-order number on a specific game as well. Not just pre-orders overall, but they would want you to push it for a certain game that was getting ready to come out. Nick don't play that game. All right, I'm going to push what game I want. If I want to talk to someone about Halo over some Call of Duty, I'm going to talk to him about some Halo. Getting Halo with it. So with this in mind, GameStop being the terrible anti-consumer company that they are, they do anticipate their customers being stupid. They used to have us hand out flyers to tell customers that we took games on trade because, circle of life and shit. You have to maintain your pre-order balance, your trade balance, and your power-up reward card sign-up and your GPGs, because that's all things that they care about. And don't get me wrong, as a company, you do need to care about attachments and add-ons. However, sacrificing your consumer and alienating them over you getting a couple extra bucks is great in the short-term business plan, but terrible in the long game. And they would tell us to hand out these flyers because they're like, oh, people don't know we take traded games. Really? We have giant signs that say used games. Do you think people just think those magically shit themselves onto the shelf? Probably not. I strongly doubt people just think those games magically appear there and somehow just end up on the shelf. The downside I always had with getting traded games in my store was I was in a mall, and most people don't want to lug their damn trade games through a mall to get to you to sell them because it kind of looks like you're stealing if you walk through another store to get to my store. So yeah, that can be a bit of a problem. Now, I do find it interesting that they lost and that the emails went out. And honestly, I didn't know that I knew they were getting sued. I didn't know they had lost the lawsuit until that email went out. Because I was one of the people who got emailed, and obviously a bunch of you guys like to let me know when shit happens with GameStop. If you ever want to let me know about some GameStop-ish, you can @ me on Twitter or DM me on Twitter. I love hearing your GameStop stories and the stuff you want to tell me about GameStop and what's going on. I have a lot of current employees that even still reach out to me about this stuff, if that shows you how terrible of a place it is to work. Guys, if you want to follow me anywhere else, you can find all my links in the description box down below. Also, I'm going to have plenty more content coming for you, and don't forget to drop a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Those thumbs definitely help me make more of the type of content you like. It's a way of gauging what you enjoyed. Also, if you enjoy the content, you can click that subscribe button and ding that little bell. Think of it as pretty much smashing Gamestop. That's like throwing a brick right through their window if you ding that little bell. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to have plenty more content coming for you, and stick around.